Hello everybody, Timothy Bailey with Project Learn and our video for today. Today we're going to look at a serious topic. We are going to look at housing trouble. Now there's different kinds of housing trouble. Perhaps your house looks like this, right? There was a storm, something happened, and it looks like this. You might call a repairman, someone to come and fix your house. But what if this happens to you and there is an eviction? Well, what does this word mean? What has happened to this person? Right? They've been told to leave their house, and all of the things that they had, all of their life, right, is out on the sidewalk with them. What can you do and who can you call for this housing trouble? Well, that's what we're going to look at today. Let's imagine this is you, right? So this is your apartment up here on the second floor. And here is this person down here. And we'll get to that person in just a second. You are known as the tenant. If you rent an apartment or a house, you are a tenant. If you own the apartment or you own the house, we usually just call you the homeowner. Okay? In the United States, some large cities you might buy apartments. Many other places you would rent them. Doesn't matter. Either way, you're the person living there. This person, then, we would call the landlord. And the landlord is often a company, but it might just be an individual as well. Okay? So, the landlord wants to kick you out of your home, just like we saw in the previous slide. This person here says you, your family, whoever's living with you, you are out of here. You cannot live here. Right? Is that okay? Right? What does it mean? What do we call that? Well, we call that to evict someone, or an eviction, if you remember the word on the cartoon in the last slide. Right? So to evict someone, that is what the landlord's trying to do. An eviction is when you have to leave. Okay? Is it right? Can they do that? Who should you call? Why does it happen? Well, one of the reasons recently is due to COVID-19. So because of COVID-19, many people, unfortunately, lost their jobs. Well, if you lose your job, then one of the problems, among many, is you can't pay your rent, typically for an apartment, but could be for a house, or you can't pay your mortgage. And your mortgage is for the house or apartment that you have purchased. Okay? So you can't pay to live there because you lost your job, and you lost your job because of COVID-19. So what can you do? Okay. Well, let's read this paragraph quickly. This is important. Housing laws vary substantially between states and even cities. Substantially means greatly. But it is illegal for your landlord to kick you out of your home for non-payment of rent without going through your state's formal eviction proceedings, including giving you notice that you are being evicted. Exactly how much notice varies depending on where you live. You must also be given a chance to appear in court. So what is this paragraph telling us? Well, if you live in Ohio, the eviction or the rental laws might be different than your friends or family in Texas, for example. If you live in Akron, Ohio, they might be different than someone who lives in Columbus, Ohio. Okay? So they can be very different from one place to another. Your landlord also cannot just kick you out of your home, right, for not paying your rent. You cannot show up one day and all of your things are on the sidewalk and you can't get into your home or your apartment. Okay? That is illegal, against the law, right? Against the law. The landlord has to go through your state, so if you're in Ohio, Ohio's formal eviction proceedings. And this says exactly what they must do. The landlord must do this, and then this, and then this. Okay. One of those things includes giving you notice. Right? Now, you might have received a letter, right? A notice is a kind of letter that says you are being evicted and you have to leave the apartment or the home by this date. Okay? Another note, exactly how much notice, how much time you are given, 1 month, 2 months, whatever, depends on where you live. Again, so city or state. Another thing that you are to be given is an opportunity, a chance to appear in court and basically to tell your side of things, your story about what has happened, why you cannot pay. For example, in the previous slide, I lost my job because of COVID-19, this sort of thing. Okay. There are a few other ones. One of the links that I'm going to give you is for this website. This is where I got the paragraph. So some things you should keep in mind. One is don't leave your home, right? So again, you should not find all of your household belongings on the sidewalk, and don't volunteer to leave the home without beginning the process, contacting someone to let them know what is happening. Number 2 is to know your rights, and this is the paragraph that I copied from this website. There are organizations out there that can help you know your rights, what you are allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, what the landlord is allowed to do. And I'll show you those websites in a second. Number 3, get help. That's what we're going to look at next. And number 4, prepare for court. Right? So if you do need to go to court to tell your story about how you lost your job, right, you need to prepare for that. Okay. So, who can help? A great resource is the Summit County United Way 211. And we're going to go there right now. The United Way 211 is a great resource for many things, but we're just looking at this one here. So when you go, right, there are a lot of different things you can search for, whatever you need assistance with. So healthcare, food, right, mental health, substance abuse. We are looking at losing your home, losing your house. So if you look right up here, housing. So we're going to click on that. Now what was happening, right, to you, the little cartoon picture of you in the apartment, right? Remember, you were being evicted. It was an eviction. So if you go and you look, right, you will see eviction. Now remember the first picture of your house, right, the storm damage, or it was falling over, you might go down here, home repairs. But we're talking about eviction, so we're going to click on that. And you'll see there are different categories here, right? So landlord tenant assistance programs, and then there are for veterans, so people that were in the military, rent payment assistance to help pay for rent, and rental deposit assistance. A deposit is the money, sometimes the first and last month rent that you have to put on an apartment or a house that you're renting before you can move in, right? So we can go, let's go here, right? Rent payment assistance. Look right here for COVID-19. I click on that. And I can see there are a couple organizations, Catholic Charities and the United Way of Summit and Medina, right? Counties. You can see rent payment assistance, housing expense assistance. And it gives the address, it gives a phone number, talks a little bit about what they do, provides limited financial assistance with rent. Okay, I can click on this, and I can get a little bit more information, okay, about who it is that I'm talking to, documents that are required, these sorts of things. Okay? When they're open, a lot of information like that. Okay, so other reasons, right? Maybe the pandemic is gone, so that's not a problem. Maybe there is an issue of domestic violence, right? And you can click on that. And here we see the Battered Women's Shelter of Summit Medina County, right? So they would help you as well with your housing. Okay. Click on the first one, Landlord Tenant Assistance. And here are some organizations, so Community Legal Aid, Fair Housing Association, and then another Fair Housing. Okay. So all organizations helping with the issue of landlord assistance, tenant assistance, right, being evicted. Okay. And all of them can help you if you contact them. If you check out my links page here, right, you will see the 211 here. Another good organization, let's go there, is the Fair Housing Organization, right, of Akron. Right, so if you go there, you can look for resources here. So tenant resources, evictions. And they will have a lot of information about what you should do, about your rights, all things like that. And even before that, the Fair Housing Organization has a lot of resources to help you before you get to the point of being evicted. Okay. So check out these three. This is the things that you should not do. For example, not leave your house. Do be prepared for court. And then 211 and Fair Housing have additional resources to help you out. If this is something that is affecting you, an eviction, someone you know, make sure you pass along this information, right? You cannot just be kicked out of your house. Thank you. I hope this was helpful. Have a great day.